UU Church in Falston. Welcome to church today. Oh, we have more visitors. Yes.
Hi, I'm Bob, and I'm here.
Hi, Bob. Welcome. We're so glad to have you. Thank you. Please get yourself a little snack or coffee or fruit or. Is anybody online who'd like to introduce themselves? I don't see anyone who does. Mark Petriquin asked to please give him recording permission, so if you could do that. Oh, you've got that. Okay, great, wonderful. I don't see anybody on Zoom who's chatting with me to let me know that they're here, but if you're out there, you are welcome today. If you'd like to know more about us, we'd love to support you on your spiritual journey. Please consider leaving your contact information out in the lobby if you haven't done so. And if you are on Zoom, you can leave it in the chat securely. And we will add you to our newsletter list, and you will receive updates about what's going on here. But we never spam, ever, so we won't overload you with things. So there are two announcements this morning. Marlene, you have two. Can you come on up? Either microphone is working. Either one? Yep. Yep.
Hi, everyone. So the membership committee, headed by our very own Sandy, is doing some outreach in the community this summer and into the fall. We are going to participate at the Festival for the Arts, which is on September 18th. We'll be there from 10 in the morning till 6 at night. So we would need volunteers to help staff our table. 2-hour commitments is what we're asking for, either 10 to 12, 12 to 2, or 2 to 4, or 4 to 6. So we need at least 8 people. I'm going to put this up in the bulletin board that's over in the hallway. If you can help out that day, help us get the word out about who we are, that would be great. We are doing an activity called What Does Community Mean to You? And it was very creatively put together by Kim and Jen. And we're going to have people fill out, are they wooden blocks?
They're little tiny wooden tags that we're going to do an assemblage of.
Okay, the little tags, they're going to put on the tag what community means to them, and then we're going to assemble those, put them on our wall, and have an open house later to invite people back to see what our larger community thinks community means. So it's going to be fun. Please sign up for that.
Do you know what time the setup is?
I think setup is at 9 or 8:30, but I'm kind of assuming that members of the membership committee will take care of that. But if anyone wants to help set up, surely we can use help for that. Right. But we really need people to be there with your smiles and explain to people what the activity is, etc. My second announcement has to do with the Afghan family that our church is helping to sponsor. Their oldest son, who is 19, is not employed, and I don't want to say he's bored, but he doesn't have many friends here, obviously, and he's looking for work. So if anyone has any yard work or any kind of household tasks that you need completed, we're asking people to pay him $10 an hour. And he does not have transportation, so you might have to pick him up, but he's living in Bel Air. So if anyone can help with that, please get back to me. He does not speak any English, I will tell you that. So it's your training of whatever he needs to do will be a lot of signaling. His name is Rafiq, R-A-F-I-Q. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene. And I have an announcement just to remind everybody that our Serendipity auction is back again. It's on October the 22nd. It'll be starting at 5 o'clock. There are sign-up sheets for it. You can pre-register online right now, and you can also make your auction donation online as well. It's super easy. That was set up by Ami and Glenn, so you just go in and type out what you're planning to donate, and it'll show up there. If you've already given me a written one, you don't need to do that, because Glenn will be handling that for us if you've done a written one. We have some forms here in the back, and when you entered, it's on one of the tables there. They're on tables everywhere here. And if you're not familiar with our Serendipity auction, what we do is people offer events and services, things like dinners at people's homes. Lisa does her French dinner. We have so many gatherings like that people bid on that they like to participate in. We also people offer services like cleaning and massage, house painting, things like that. There's a whole list of ideas. When you entered the coffee room, there's a whole list of ideas for things that you could consider donating for that. And we need to have those donations by the end of September. So that's it for the announcements today. And just to let you all know, my name is Kimberly, and my pronouns are she and her, and I am so glad that you're here. We gather here today, a community within a larger community. Remembering we are a religious community, we strive to set our goals and express our opinions with love. Remembering we hold open the door to welcome the many who may yet enter. We set the pace, teach by example, and encourage growth. Sustaining a spirit of abundance and connection to the greater good, remembering that we hold the lamp to illuminate others' visions. We pledge our service, we listen to each other, and we pool our individual gifts with transformation as our overreaching goal. Serving together, we are building Unitarian Universalism. We're bonding in unity and in love, and we are blessing each other. So would you please join me in lighting your chalice at home as we light a chalice in the sanctuary. With full hearts, we affirm our relationships with one another. We recognize our agency and our connective power, and we accept our responsibility to be bold and courageous. We light this chalice, symbol of all that we are, all that we have done together, and all that we will be as our shared ministry encourages those within and beyond our walls. So now's the time to listen and to share those things that we hold in our hearts, our personal joys, our sorrows, and our worries. It's a time to give thanks, a time to ask for help, a time to be here for each other. So please come forward as you wish to one of the microphones. We have two here, and I have one on each side, so everybody gets one. So now's the time to receive the offering to support the ministries of this fellowship. For those at home, there's a donation link on our homepage, and here at UUFHC, we have placed baskets on the table. The offering words I shared this morning were written by Heather Christensen. Unitarian Universalism is a grand vision of a world filled with peace and justice, love and joy. That vision is embodied in a few large congregations, numerous mid-sized congregations, and many, many small congregations. No matter its size, each congregation depends on each of its members and friends. Each one of you, by your commitment of time, energy, and resources, helps make the grand vision real. Individually and together, we are Unitarian Universalists, building a world filled with peace and justice, love and joy. So thank you very much for your offering this morning. So now we've come to the meat of the service, and we have some slides to share with you, if you could. So what would help you feel like this congregation has accomplished something significant this year? As I pondered this, I decided to check out what some other UU churches or fellowships were thinking. This might help kickstart our conversation, although I am sure most of us already have plenty of ideas already. But I suspect you're going to identify with some of these goals. Can we see goal number 1? So their first goal was to enhance our sense of community and connection to each other and to all of life. And they had a lot of ideas as to how this could be done, which would be expanding the culture of welcoming and hospitality, including concerns for safety and understanding each other's needs, offering varieties of opportunities for spiritual growth, making space for diversity through intentional practices of inclusivity, racial, demographic, ideological, political, religious, worship, etc. Their second goal was to transform the world by doing social justice. encourage increased communication, education, and participation in social justice work, including social and environmental challenges, inequality, oppression, the democratic process, and movements for change. We also wanted to help people discover and live their passion for social justice, continue to create opportunities for intergenerational social justice work, and develop external connections and relationships, including interfaith and other social justice networks. Their third goal was to nurture the life and work of their congregation so that the community continues to thrive. They wanted to create a culture of open and frequent communication in the life and work of the church, promote a culture of shared leadership by identifying, encouraging, nurturing, and developing leaders, including youth and adults. Invite, welcome, and engage and retain members and friends. Generate excitement and energy and invite participation on the entire church campus. Live into the use of the building itself and care for the entire campus. Create opportunities for all ages to participate in congregational life and work, and to continue to develop RE or faith formation opportunities. To offer diverse faith formation programming for adults, develop family ministry, comprehensive education for all ages, and sustain enthusiasm and support of quality RE programs for children and youth. And they wanted to become more visible in the wider community, and they wanted to continue to work towards greater financial stability. So I loved what this fellowship came up with, and I suspect our ideas are going to be very similar, so let's see. But before we do, though, take a minute to consider what you could do to make any of your goals or dreams for this church happen. After you share your thought, ask yourself what I can do to make it happen. For example, it's wonderful to aspire to generate excitement and energy and invite participation, but how can we do it? How can you do it? How can I do it? And as we share, if we could, let's try to avoid the use of words like should, must, and can't. Any marriage counselor can tell you that those are bad words. We are dreaming big dreams together, and words are powerful, so let's express our ideas with love. And rules of engagement, because we want everyone on Zoom to be able to hear and share with us and see us, mainly to see us too. Please come up to the microphones to share. We can pass them if you are unable or don't want to come up. Just let me know and we'll bring the microphone back to you. It looks like we have a lot of people who would like to share this morning, so just bear that in mind because we probably only have about half an hour to do this. And if you'd like to share via chat, just let me know if that you want to join the conversation, and I'll let you know when it's time to unmute. Just ask, though. And if you think I have missed you at some point, don't hesitate to speak up. Alternatively, you can type your thoughts and ask me to share them. So let's begin. Anyone online? I see some people thinking, Sandy, come on up.
All right, I'm Sandy Gibbons. I think most of you are going to have some idea of what I'm going to say because I've said it in one way, shape, or form in services over the last two or three years. What I would like to see Unitarianism and Unitarians do, and this church as well, and we're working towards this, I would like to see us really broadcast ourselves out into the wider world and engage constructively with our communities, bring people into these walls, and not just welcome them in, but actually go out and work to recruit, for lack of a better word, and to proselytize in our own unique way. I know that word is kind of a trigger word for some, but really to be able to spread the good news that we offer to the world. We have good news, we have it, we offer it, we can share it in a way that is kind and loving and welcoming to the rest of the world so that more people hear of who we are and what we have to offer as UUs.
Sandy, so what can you do about that?
Well, what can I do about that? I think we're already working towards this in membership, and so we've already set ourselves some goals. and the Bel Air Arts Festival engagement opportunity, that is one specific event that we have decided to have a presence at, so that the rest of the world, many of whom don't know that we're UUs or what we stand for, can come and find out more about who we are and what we do. So that's one thing. The other thing is that I can do personally is bring up the fact that I'm a UU in random, unexpected situations. People don't know about us because we don't talk about ourselves. We don't self-identify in public often as UUs. And when we do, we're kind of like, no, I'm a UU, I am proud of it, and I have been a UU all my life. We want you here. We want you here. So there you go.
Thank you. Hi, Rob.
Hey. A lot.
Yeah, that one might be more comfortable.
A lot of the emphasis on what we are and what we want to become has been focused on community. And that is certainly a great aspect of who we are and what we do together. But it's come at the expense of human fulfillment as far as I can see. We are individuals. What I see, nobody else sees from my perspective. Everybody has their own sensory input that needs to be dealt with inside their own body. And that aspect of being human sometimes doesn't get across. It doesn't, because everybody has to deal with that. Everybody has to reconcile their individuality and their feelings in order to make sense out of what their life is. So I would like to see a greater emphasis on the joys of living. I would like to see a greater emphasis on how we can take that joy and turn it around and dump it into the community. That's the place. It's almost a dichotomy, and it needs to be nurtured from both ends. So I want to see more joy of living. There's always going to be pain, there's always going to be suffering, there's always going to be prejudice. It's just a matter of making it better so that everybody can enjoy their time here. That's it.
Rob, do you have any ideas how we can help you do that, and how you can do that?
I think the biggest area that would be good in that respect is the reinforcement of personal responsibility. We talk about pledging, that's an issue. We don't expect everybody to give lots of money that they don't have. What we expect people to do is to look at their finances and to say what is an appropriate amount to give, make that pledge, and then pay that pledge. Okay, that's the responsible nature of support for the church. If you don't have money, we don't expect much, but we expect a little bit. We expect a commitment of responsibility. So promoting responsibility is the thing that needs to be reinforced and enhanced, and that will build on building a sense of self-worth and providing for community too. So
How about joy? How about joy?
How about joy?
How about joy?
Well, joy will come, okay? Joy will come when you start to feel good about yourself, when the sensory input coming in makes sense to you and you can relate it to others. That type of joy, feeling that will be great. Even people that are in pain can have joy if they understand what the process is. Now, sometimes it's really hard. I know that. Well, actually, I don't know that because I've never had that to a larger degree. One of my biggest fears in life is not being able to responsibly suffer pain. That to me is a big fear. And I've had a couple close calls, but I haven't really been in chronic pain for a long time. And I fear how I would react to that. So I have to build myself up so that if that occurs, I can deal with it. But that is, all of those things together. Knowing better what's coming, dealing with it, and interacting with people. All of those things together make a human being. And there's plenty more. And I keep looking for new ways to be human.
Thank you for sharing, Rob. Cindy.
Hi, I'm Cindy Veit, and you can't imagine how nice it is to look out and see so many people I haven't seen in so long. That was one of the nice things about this church that brought us here. You're looking around, I'd sit there and I'd look around church, and I think, isn't this wonderful? I know all these people, and they're all different, and it's wonderful. So that I had to share. We're developing again. We lost a lot being apart, I think. And one of the things we're trying to build up is the RE program, which I hope will come back again. But as we do that, I would like to see all our voices heard as far as programming and how this is going to be set up. So I'm hoping that that fourth whatever principle of democracy works in the congregation, so everybody has a feeling of participating.
Dirk,
And I don't know what I can do to do that.
Dirk, not to put you on the spot, but you're on the RE committee or Faith Formation Committee. Can you address any of this? Would you like me to bring the mic, or are you good? Okay.
I'm a new member of that committee, been to exactly one meeting so far. But, of course, in the past, I've taught and a lot of classes and different things. We're in the process of putting together the program. In fact, we're meeting this weekend, this coming weekend, again, to get into the details of exactly how we're going to run the classes, and we're going to set them up and all that kind of stuff. My push is to kind of do it the way we have been in the past, but I think we need to, the problem is as usual, we need volunteers to be with the kids in the classes, to teach, and for the youngsters to babysit more or less, and that sort of thing. So we need the volunteers, and we need the people to get into it and excite those kids to really work with them so that they feel like they're a part of our church. So we're talking about all that kind of stuff. If we do have a meeting coming up, like I said, this coming weekend, and you know what? If you're motivated, it'd probably be good if you could come to that. We do need more teachers, more involvement, and more ideas. So don't be shy, jump in and give us a hand.
Thank you. I know one thing that we're trying to, Reverend Maria was talking to about social justice, and I sat in on that committee meeting, and one of the things that seems scary is the commitment to committee meetings, and nobody really wants to go to committee meetings. So a lot of things, I mean, right? So what they're trying to do is you maybe have to have a couple initial committee meetings, but then you just start assigning tasks. They're just little tasks that you work on, and so you don't have to be at interminable meetings talking about things that don't get done, because you're going to get your task and then you do that. So I thought that was a really great idea. chair of the Faith Formation Committee is Emily Whaley, yes. And, you know, Jen Blosser is available. You can contact her, email her if you have any concerns about what's going on in Faith Formation, or if you'd like to have any ideas. She's always there to ask questions of and to express your opinion. Anyone else have anything that they'd like to see that would make them feel really good that we accomplished at the end of this upcoming year? Come on up.
Sure, I'll jump on. Yes, I want to get more involved, and that's, I think, my big goal. I don't know on Zoom how much you can hear my 3-year-old here, but I'm so happy that she loves coming here and as much as I do, and I guess my goal is to help give back in that way and help with RE and whatever. Oh, you want to say something too? What's your goal?
Hey, that's Linda. Hey, that's nice. Daddy now?
Yeah, so that's, I guess, how we want to help in community and want to give back, especially since I've been in a position so much where I've received help, and I guess that at the end of the year, wanting to be able to give back in that way.
Thank you. And for those who have small children and hesitated to bring them because we haven't had a nursery is going to be coming back pretty soon. I think even maybe next week. We're trying to get, I don't know if you've seen the advertisement that's going out. We're paying $15 an hour to be here, I think, from 9 to noon. Is that correct? I saw that advertisement. Yes. 9 to 1. Okay, 9 to 1. So it's a little way to earn a little bit of money. So, and that you can check out that little, did we get the key? Did we find the way to get back in the nursery? Oh my gosh. Okay, we thought that was locked from the inside, and we were determining what we were going to do about that. So we don't have to do that, break a window or anything. And well, on Zoom, Marla asked me to share that she echoes broadening our outreach in many ways, as well as celebrating all the good that we do, which echoes what you said, Rob, about joy, so we could have some celebrating. And she'd like to help this year by having us participate in the holiday parades in December. Hear that, Sandy? And help hosting some forums on what we do. So that would be interesting. Marla, do you have anything more to say? If you could type in and let us know what you mean about hosting forums. I know if you're still there, I know you're hosting a birthday sleepover, so just let me know.
Hi, can you hear me?
If you can. Yeah.
You can hear me? Okay, great. So in terms of community outreach, and this can probably overlap with some of the things that we do with, you know, in different fellowships or with RE or Faith Formation, sorry, or with anything we do in terms of outreach and helping out with other partners that we have, just sharing what it is that we do in the community, because there might be people who still don't know about us or who might be considering exploring other faith traditions. And so to share all the positive things that we do and just to uplift us as a congregation and as a faith in whole. So that's what I was talking about. It would be for the entire community as well as us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Is that similar to what when you host the MLK event here?
That's part of it. That's just a subset. So it would be more than just that. It could be multiple forums, maybe 4 throughout the year, quarterly perhaps. I'm just thinking as an individual, you know, need more group, you know, input. But I'm just thinking about there's a lot of great things that we're going to resume doing as we come to the close of COVID, and to be more forward thinking in terms of all the great things that we're doing in the community that are already established and that we've already continued to do. For instance, I know some time ago we used to go to the church in Edgewood to help serve food. I can't remember the congregation right now, but I know that's something that RE at the time, now Faith Formation, used to do, and Lily participated with that. I believe Savannah participated and maybe someone else. So that's involving youth. Mm-hmm. And, you know, if we can help broaden that opportunity and be more visible, for instance, like being in the parades, or even for the Independence Day parades in Bel Air or Habit Race with banners, just making people aware that we exist that we're here. So, I mean, we can do a lot of things in conjunction with a lot of different ministries of the fellowship, but that's one of the things that I was thinking. So I do hope that answers your question. If you don't mind, I was actually typing in something else in the chat. Would you mind if I state that as well?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so our legislative session in Annapolis is going to begin in January. So one of the things I'd like to have youth and parents obviously do is participate in that process of providing testimony on bills that are of heart to them, in conjunction with the UU legislative ministry in Maryland. And what I'm willing to do is help forward bills of legislative interest to our fellowship and work with those people on how to research bills in Annapolis, help them with guidance on writing legislative testimony. But I'd like to hear from youth as well. And I think that's a good role for youth to participate in terms of their advocacy as it relates to our faith and what we support. So, you know, that can be fleshed out a little bit more, and I can speak to Reverend Maria and others in the fellowship, but that's some of the things I'd like to do and work with the board on that. So that's my role and my input.
So if anybody is interested in helping Marla along with this, please get in touch with her. Is that okay with you, Marla?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Thanks. Lisa.
I'm going to build on about 5 things that Marla said. She and I often do this. And so I made a couple notes related to my work at Kennedy Krieger. We are overwhelmed with the number of things that we recognize on social media every week and every month, the celebrations, whether it's Hispanic Heritage Month or Gay Pride Month or Trans Day or whatever. We have that opportunity as a congregation. So I would like to reinvigorate our social media to being a beacon of recognizing those folks who are underrepresented in the community, and also build our services around that so that at least once a month we have a service that is committed to one of those recognitions. Disability Awareness Day, you know, I can give you the entire calendar, and yes, I'm willing to work on that. So I anticipate your question.
But I think putting ourselves out there with our values by offering services to people who aren't part of our congregation are interested in. Let's invite the Latino community, and let's invite the gay community, and let's invite the disabled community in, so that they recognize they've got a voice here and champions and advocates. And that can then move into legislative. So yesterday, Heather Mazier, who's our congressional candidate to replace Andy Harris, was here in Bel Air and here in Harford County. The woman has more energy than I have hairs on my head. She's just amazing. We actually have a shot, I think. So TWW used to meet here, and they don't yet again, but I'd love to open that up because I can't tell you how many people at those meetings said I had no idea about this church.
But I'm now going to be more interested because you guys are supporting the things that I'm interested in. So I think there's that, but I think between now and November, let's hold a candidates forum here. Let's invite Heather and Andy to come have a debate here in our sanctuary and invite the entire Harford County community. Let's invite the folks, well, that's great. Then we'll give a forum to Heather and she can talk. Same thing with our county executive, same thing with county council. Let's be that beacon. Let's open our sanctuary to those kinds of open, honest conversations and tough questions. We did it with the sheriff's office several years ago, and I don't think he'll ever come back, but that's okay. Because he couldn't seem to understand why he wasn't getting more minority candidates to apply for the sheriff's office. Do you know our sheriff? Anyway. So opening our messages more to the community and saying we're having a conversation about this, join us. We keep our light under a bushel basket sometimes. And then on a constructive criticism end, there are many of us who have been here a long time, and we tend to be a little insular sometimes. We hang out with each other, we talk to one another, we gather both online and in person. We need to challenge that paradigm, guys. We need to minimize cliques and expand community. So when you're gathering with somebody, when you're engaged in a conversation, when you're engaged in an online thread, think about, is this inclusive or is this exclusive? Am I building community or am I keeping people out? And I will take that to heart as well. Thanks.
Thank you. I'd like to bring back the dinners, our circle dinners. It's time to bring that back, so I'm happy to take that on, unless anybody else wants to sign up. Let me know. But that was a lot of fun. Yes. Darlene is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi, Kim. Can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to say, I think it is important that we do reach out to the community, but I also think it's very important that we nurture our own community, that we take care of ourselves and kind of build up relationships that we've lost over these past couple years. I think through better communication, that would be good. And I think it would be nice to make current members feel that they are important by getting their input on what's going on in the church. And anyway, I just think that's important. And Dirk just invited people to be able to come to the REF Faith Formation Committee. And there's other ways that we can be involved, but just by being involved in auction, doing the auction items and people getting together, I think that's really important for us to feel united so we can reach out to others.
I agree. We have about one more minute if anybody else. Yes, Trish. Laura, you can do.
Well, to follow up on what Darlene was saying about reaching out, we have a holiday bazaar coming the first weekend of December, and our committee has been meeting every month since like March. I mean, this is an all-year project, and we have a large committee, and we have some new members, and it's very rewarding. It gives me a lot of joy, and as chairperson, you know, I just want to include everybody. And Jess Cayley is our PR person working on some of these promotional pieces. And she was raised Jewish. And she said, it doesn't look like you have any Hanukkah stuff in the holiday bazaar. And I said, well, nobody's donated it. And she said, well, I'll donate it. So she's going to donate it, and then we realized we could be more inclusive. We could actually make a difference in our greater community, because it's really the outside people who come to this event. Most of us, unless we're working at it, most of us members don't actually come to the holiday bazaar, although I wish that would change. But the point is that this is a source of income for our church that comes from the greater community, because this is a great shopping experience for people, and we have wonderful things. But this year we're making a big effort to include Kwanzaa and Hanukkah, and Reverend Maria told me about a holiday celebrated in Latin America called Las Podas. Am I saying it right?
Las Posadas?
Las Posadas. And so we're including that too, and our publicity is going to have that information on it, so hopefully we'll draw people in who haven't been here for that, because it's different. It's going to be different this year, and we're getting donations for all of those holidays. It wasn't hard. You just ask people to donate, and we're going to donate. So it's something to look forward to, and we'll see. And if it doesn't work exactly this year, we keep things for next year. But, you know, we're building on it. That's what I wanted to say. And that's, it gives me a lot of pleasure to know that we can make that change.
So Trish, so this is a holiday bazaar, not a Christmas bazaar.
Right, and it's always been called a holiday bazaar in an effort to include everyone, but it didn't. I mean, frankly, we just didn't get it, that we have to be really intentional, especially to start it. And then I think it will flow. But I'm really grateful to Jess, who was, because she was raised Jewish, she just put it right out there to us, and it really made a difference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have time for one more. Laura?
I'm not sure exactly how this would work, but something I've noticed for a while is that we are very good, getting very good at social justice and lots of different things around social justice, but I'm beginning to miss the spiritual side. And I go to Soul Matters, which does feed that, but I've heard other comments about people missing the spiritual side. Just like I feel Rob is missing the humanist side, is not being fed in him. So that joy that he needs is unrelated to spirituality, because Rob's not a spiritual person that I know of. I don't think, are you, Rob? You're not really a spiritual person, are you? Hate to put you on the spot. Yeah, whatever. Right, but I don't think that what I'm looking for would feed the same thing that Rob's looking for. So I'm looking for a little better mixture or something.
So that's something that you and I and other members of the worship committee can be working on as far as worship goes.
Okay.
Because we have one day a month that is ours.
Right.
And then the other 3 Sundays, our minister has freedom of the pulpit,
Right.
but if you have Thurman's suggestions.
I don't, that's the problem.
Yeah. No, I mean if.
Everybody.
Those
So
sort
that's-
of things,
that's something
right?
that
I know that
I need more of that, and I know some other
Right.
people need more of that.
Yes.
Not that I'm against, obviously, anything that we're working on for social justice, because that's obviously something that's incredibly important, and we haven't always done a lot of.
Right.
But the spiritual is missing for me, and it's really important for me.
So as far as worship goes, I'm your main contact person. So I'm Kim at onemassage.net, and you can find me online here. You can talk to me today if you have any ideas, because we do have worship meetings and we talk about what people want. So contact me and let me know. And also let Reverend Maria know, but definitely let me know if you'd rather do that first. So anyone else? Just quick, I'll close it up because, oh, yes. I know, this is really the last one.
Yeah, I was going to just build on what Laura just said. I have come to this idea recently, and I've heard it before, so it's not mine. It's just something that speaks to me. And it's kind of what she's talking about. You can't breathe out forever. And that's what I see sort of our social justice is us breathing out into the world. You have to breathe in as well. So I think that's what we're missing, is that sense of what's going to help us nurture us in our breathing in, so we have energy to breathe out again into the world. I mean, it's sort of it's a process. It's a cyclical process. Just as a little plug, as for breathing in, if you want to try, Sue Knaus and I have decided to start the meditation group up again. It starts. We're going to start next week. So if you want to join us, we're going to be starting at 9:30 in the morning in the last room, which used to be the high school room. I don't know if it's still considered the high school room. But we're going to be there for about a half an hour. That's all it is. But it's getting together and learning about meditation and trying out some meditation together. So a chance to practice a little breathing in if you'd like.
What time again?
9:30.
9:30. All right, thank
It's a
you.
little plug.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming this morning. It's obvious that this topic is meant a lot to you. Our fellowship means a lot to you, and I'm so glad you could be here and on Zoom. Much of our ministry is a benediction, a speaking well of each other and the world, a speaking well of what we value: honesty, love, forgiveness, trust, a speaking well of our efforts, a speaking well of our dreams. This is how we celebrate life, through speaking well of it, living the benediction, and becoming, as a word, well spoken. Amen, and blessed be, and thank you for coming. And there is plenty more food, so help yourself. And next week, thank you. Oh, thank you very much for coming, everyone. I mean, I was overwhelmed. I thought maybe 12 people would show up today, so thank you. It's Labor Day weekend. Next weekend, I know is going to be an open house in the Faith Formation wing, and we are going to have a potluck next Sunday. So please come. Thanks.